individual who has had an impact on my life since I was a little girl. He is a singer, songwriter, and actor who has had many awards issued, including Most Performed Song for a Motion Picture, Orville Gibson Award for Best Acoustic Guitar, and 2004 Best Male Rock Vocal Performance. The individual I am talking about is none other than David John Matthews. David John Matthews, more commonly known as Dave Matthews from the world-famous group Dave Matthews Band, was born in Johannesburg, Africa on January 9, 1967. 2 years after being born, him and his family picked up everything they had and moved to Yorktown Heights in Winchester County, New York, but the family returned to Johannesburg 8 years later. In 1985, Dave Matthews graduated from St. Scythian's High School and was faced with a life-changing situation. If he stayed in South Africa, he would be forced to join the South African military. With that being said, it is important to note that his family practiced ways of being a Quaker, which are members of a historically Christian group called the Religious Society of Friends. It is easy to assume that with that being said, Dave Matthews was also a pacifist, so in order to avoid conscription, he fled South Africa and moved back to New York. Dave Matthews has had a passion for music since he was a young child. As a matter of fact, he learned how to play guitar at the age of 9. Once in New York, he began to create and perform songs with friends, including Leroy Moore, Carter Buford, Stefan Lassard, and Peter Greiser, and Boyd Tinsley, while working at Miller's. The songs included I'll Back You Up, The Song That Jane Likes, and Recently. After a lot of positive feedback, they landed their first show on March 14, 1991 at Trax Nightclub in Charlottesville. This was a benefit show for the Middle East Children's Alliance. Their first and most popular album, Under the Table and Dreaming, was released 3 years later, and despite hardships, they have been unstoppable since. Along with being a musician, David John Matthews is also an actor. Actually, before being known for his music, he was an amateur actor who was known for appearing on stage for multiple productions at Charlottesville Offstage Theater. According to his IMDb page, in the early 1990s, the role for which he is best remembered is as a used car salesman in Offstage Theater's Just Say No, directed by John Quinn, co-starring Kylie Satcher. He played Will Coleman in the 2003 adaptation of the novel Where the Red Fern Grows. In 2005, he played in Because of Winn-Dixie as Otis, a man who works at a pet store and plays guitar. In 2007, Matthews appeared briefly in the movie I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, where he plays a homosexual salesman. In 2008, he appeared in another Adam Sandler movie, You Don't Mess with the Zohan, as a racist redneck character named James. In conclusion, Dave Matthews is an iconic aspect of not only music, but also behind the big screen as well.